afternoon. Thank you for joining me today. It's going to start at the front of your mat in easy cross-legged position. Just bringing yourself to this space, leaving behind anything that you were doing today, and coming into your body and into your breath. Just imagine there's a string attached to the top of your head, and it's lifting you up towards the sky, pulling your shoulders down and back. And on your inhale, just picture your breath starting at your tailbone and drawing all the way up to the crown of your head, lengthening your spine. As you start to deepen on your inhale and your exhale. Nice big belly breaths. If you like, you can place your hand on your belly and just notice as your belly fills, and on your exhale, drawing navel towards your spine, releasing. And just noticing where your body is touching the earth, your sit bones supported. Maybe you're noticing where your hands are touching your knees or your legs. And just continue breathing deeply. Often in our days, we forget to breathe deeply, and simply stopping to remember at any point in your day to take at least 3 deep breaths can bring you clarity and focus and just calmness. And during our practice today, I'll keep reminding you to bring your attention back to your breath. Just try to carry this through. As we move into Sufi grind, you can place your hands on your knees, and on your inhale, shining your heart forward and starting to move your body in a nice big circle. Moving with your breath as you inhale forward and exhale back. Just waking up your body, getting those synovial fluids moving through your hips. And slowly coming back to center for a breath. And we'll make our way in the other direction. Inhaling forward and making your way in a nice big circle. In the opposite direction, inhaling forward and exhaling back. And we'll make our way back to center for a nice deep breath. Feeling the blood flowing through your body. Make our way into a twist, making gecko fingers with your right hand, placing your hand at the base of your spine, left hand on your right knee, and on your inhale, lengthening your spine, drawing the crown of your head high, and on your exhale, starting to twist. And see if on every inhale you can lengthen just a little higher, and on every exhale, twist just a little deeper, always to your soft edge of comfort, never to pain, as you listen to your body. And coming back to center for a nice deep breath. Then we'll twist in the other direction, making gecko fingers with your left fingers, placing them at the base of your spine, right hand on your left knee. As you inhale, lengthening up, and exhale to twist. And again, see if on every inhale you can lift just a little higher, and every exhale, twist just a little deeper. And coming back to center for a breath. Letting your body feel the benefits of that beautiful twist. In our days, we don't get much action in our spine, and it really likes a nice twist. So moving into butterfly, you can do active butterfly, pulling your heels towards you, keeping your spine lengthened. And you can open your feet like a book, pressing down on your knees and slowly starting to lean forward, keeping your chin up. You can also choose a passive butterfly. You can bring your hands down to the floor and tuck your chin and round your spine. And we'll stay here for 5 more deep breaths. Slowly start to release, bringing your body up. And we'll move to half forward fold. So straightening your right foot, your right leg, bringing your left foot to your right thigh. And again, you can choose active. So keeping your spine straight and slowly starting to lean forward, keeping your foot active. And just notice where you're at. So you're feeling that beautiful stretch in your right hamstring. You don't want to go too far. So just listen to your body. And maybe with every exhale, you can see if you can go just a little deeper as you listen and take care. So active pose, you can see if you can reach your feet and bring your forehead down to your knee. For a passive pose, hands flat and tucking your chin and rounding your spine. We'll just hold here for 5 more deep breaths. And slowly releasing, bringing your body back up. We'll switch sides, right foot to your left thigh, keeping your foot active. And again, if you did passive on the right side, choose passive on the left. Or if you did active, do the same on the left. We'll just hold here for 5 more deep breaths. And slowly start to release, bringing your body back up and extending both legs in front of you. We'll do a forward fold here. Again, you can choose active or passive. And we'll hold here for 5 more deep breaths. Then slowly start to release, bringing yourself back up. You can pedal at your knees if you like, if that feels good. And bringing your feet, so the soles of your feet are on the ground. We're going to do a little heart opener. So bringing your hands behind you, fingers facing the wall. And just opening your chest and letting your head fall back. And slowly coming up and bringing your hands so your fingers are facing your buttocks, placing them behind you. And again, opening your heart, pulling your shoulder blades together. And slowly releasing, coming back up. Heart openers are really great if you're feeling any sort of sadness. They can open your heart and make you feel a bit more joy. We'll come onto our hands and knees for tabletop. Stacking your shoulders over your wrists. And your hips over your knees. If you have any sort of wrist pain, you can walk your hands forward slightly. Spreading your fingers wide as you draw your thumbs in. Pushing your body away from the earth. Feeling your nice, strong table. We'll move into cat-cow. On your inhale, shining your heart forward as you flare your hips towards the sky. And on your exhale, rounding your spine, tucking your chin, lifting your body away from the earth. And moving with your breath, continue on your inhale and your exhale, moving your body. And meeting back in tabletop as we prepare for downward dog. If you like, you can move your hands slightly forward and you'll tuck your toes under, lifting your hips towards the sky as you melt your heart towards the earth, keeping your head between your biceps. And drawing your heels towards the earth. Any knee pain, you can bend your knees and still get the full body stretch benefits. And you can bend each knee, shift from hip to hip. And flow forward into plank. And slowly lower your knees and then keep your elbows against your ribs. Lower your chest down, releasing your feet. And inhaling up into cobra. And exhaling back in downward dog. And bring your knees down to the mat, making our way into child's pose, sinking your hips back towards your heels, and keeping your fingers and arms stretched long in front of you as you place your forehead on the earth. And just surrender here for a few breaths. And we'll move from active child's pose to passive, bringing your hands back towards your feet, placing your forehead on the earth, and just letting your shoulders fall and release. At any point in our practice today, you can always return to child's pose. We're going to slowly release now, coming back up into downward dog. Then we'll make our way to the front of our mat into forward fold, keeping your feet hip width apart, just letting your body hang. Maybe you want to grab onto your elbows. Just feel your spine decompress. You can stay in stillness or slowly shift your body from side to side. Maybe you want to move your head, nodding it yes, shaking it no. Let out some big sighs as your body releases. Slowly start to bring your body up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bringing your hands up overhead. Slight back bend as you gaze up between your fingers. Bringing your hands down to heart center. As we move into mountain pose, bringing your hands down beside you, fingers stretched long towards the earth, pulling your shoulders down and back as you draw the crown of your head up towards the sky. Maybe you're tucking your pelvis in slightly, rooting into all four corners of your feet. Feeling the ground beneath your feet. And just imagine roots growing from your feet deep into the earth, supporting you, grounding you. Maybe your body starts to sway a little, but it feels good because of how strongly you're supported by the earth through your feet. And as you inhale, drawing up all the power and strength of Mother Earth. And on your exhale, releasing any negativity, any toxins, anything that's bothering you. Just imagine it flowing out into the earth. The earth has got you. You can send her everything. This is a good time to set an intention. You could just set an intention such as breathe. And in your intention, you could come back to that whenever you need to in your day. Or maybe there's a larger intention you want for your year. As we start our year here, 2023, what do you want it to feel like? What do you want your identity to be? Start to visualize and breathe that in. Letting it flow through you. And we'll release, bringing our hands back up over our head. And hinging up the hips, forward fold. And inhale, half lift, pressing your fingertips against your shin as you flare your hips up towards the sky, pulling your shoulders down and back. And just imagine there's a hand against the back of your head and press up against that hand. Nice, strong half lift. Beautiful stretch here for the hamstrings. We're going to release, placing your hands on the ground, stepping back into downward dog. And moving forward into a flow as we flow into plank, lowering our knees and our chests, releasing our feet. Inhaling up into cobra and exhaling back, downward dog. Then coming to the front of your mat into forward folds. Then inhale, half lift. And stepping your left foot back into warrior two. Back foot at a 45-degree angle. Front knee, you're trying to get into a 90-degree angle, as close as you can get and still be comfortable. Bringing your arms out, squaring your shoulders with your hips. So you're not reaching forward, you're square. And gazing out over your front fingers. Feeling the power of your warrior. And we're going to move into a flow as we straighten our front leg, bringing our hands up over our head. And on our exhale, coming back into warrior two. And inhaling up, continue with your breath. And we'll meet back in warrior two. Moving to reverse warrior, placing your back hand on your back thigh, flipping your front palm and bringing it up overhead. Moving to side angle, resting your right forearm on your right thigh, sweeping your left arm up and over. Then coming back into warrior two, we'll prepare for triangle. Placing your hands on your hips, straighten your front leg, kicking your hips back, reaching forward and flipping your hands. You can gaze up towards the sky or look down for balance. And here, just appreciate this beautiful stretch in your right groin. And slowly coming up into warrior two. And we'll take 2 more deep breaths here. And windmilling your arms down to the earth, stepping back into downward dog. You can choose to go into child, stay in downward dog, or move through a flow. And we'll meet back in downward dog. Then coming to the front of your mat into forward folds. And slowly coming all the way up. Hands overhead. And bringing your feet together, preparing for chair pose. Sinking your hips back. And bringing your hands to heart center. We'll do a twist here. So bringing your right elbow to the edge of your left knee. And open your arms like wings. Bringing your hands back to heart center. Slowly bring your body all the way back up, hands overhead. We'll take a few breaths here. And sinking back to chair. And bringing your hands to heart center. We'll prepare for our twist on the other side. Bringing your left elbow to the edge of your right knee. And then open your arms like wings. Bringing your hands to heart center. Slowly coming back up. Move your feet back to hip width distance apart. And hinging at the hips, forward folds. And inhale, half lift. And stepping your right foot back into warrior two. Nice strong warrior. Making sure your left knee is back so you can see your left big toe. And we'll move into our flow on your inhale. Coming up, straight leg. On your exhale, warrior two. And continue with your breath. And we'll meet back in warrior two. Moving to reverse warrior, placing your hand on your back thigh, flipping your front palm and bringing it up overhead. Moving to side angle as you very lightly rest your left forearm on your left thigh, sweeping your right arm up and over. And coming back into warrior two. Placing your hands on your hips, straightening your front leg as we prepare for triangle. Kicking your hips back, reaching forward, and flipping your palm down, your right arm to the sky. Just appreciating the beautiful stretch here in your left groin. We'll come back up, meeting in warrior two. Let's take two more deep breaths here, our last warrior two of the day. And we'll windmill our arms down to the mat, meeting back in downward dog. And again, you can choose to flow or stay in downward dog. And we'll move into one of my favorite poses, pigeon pose. So bringing your left knee to the outside of your left wrist, releasing your right foot. And here, making sure you're pointing your toes. You don't want to hurt your ankle, so pointing your toes. And here is a less of an intense stretch. And the further you bring your leg up, more of an intense stretch if your shin is parallel to the front of your mat. And you want to shift yourself so your hips are square with each other. So maybe this means you're pulling your left hip slightly back and your right hip slightly forward. And just notice here where you're feeling that stretch through your left glute. So you want to relax the rest of your body. Notice where you're feeling it. Maybe you're up. Maybe you're starting to lower yourself down to the mat. And maybe you're even putting your forehead on the earth. Very important that you listen to your body and don't go too far. Pigeon pose has so many benefits. Really helps release tight glutes, which connects to your lower back. If you're having lower back pain, pigeon pose can release that, as long as it's not too extreme that you're feeling pain while you're doing pigeon pose. So we're just going to hang out here for 10 more deep breaths. Slowly release, bringing your body back up, tucking your right toes under, bringing your left foot back to match in downward dog. Again, you can choose a flow or you can choose to stay in downward dog. We'll move to pigeon pose on the other side, on your right side. So bringing your right knee to the outside of your right wrist and tucking your left toes. And bringing your leg to your comfort for your stretch. You make sure your hips are square. Maybe you're pulling your right hip slightly back and your left hip slightly forward. And here, we should just be feeling a beautiful stretch through our right glute here. Never pain. Just see where you're at. You sink down, notice the stretch, and go to your comfort. We'll just hang out here for another 10 deep breaths. And slowly start to release the pose, walking your body back up, tucking your left toes under, bringing your right foot back to match. Nice deep downward dog. Let's move into child's pose. You can choose an active child's pose, hands reaching in front, or passive, bringing your hands back towards your heels. And slowly make your way up, and we'll make our way onto our backs. You can draw your knees in here for a nice hug. You can rock side to side if you like. Nice massage for the spine. Maybe you want to work your knees in a circle in both directions. We'll prepare for our side twist, bringing your arms out in a T on either side. Going to give two options. For a less intense twist, you can let your knees drop to the left, and as you gaze to the right. And for a more intense twist, you can make eagle legs, bringing your right knee over your left, shifting your hips towards the right, gazing right, and drawing your knees left. You can even use your hand to pull your body across. And as you're taking your nice deep breaths, just imagine sending that breath to your thoracic spine, your mid-back. You can stay in this pose for a really long time and keep getting benefits. But for the sake of time in our practice today, we're slowly going to release, bringing our head back to center and bringing our hips back to center for another hug. And bringing your arms to a T, choose your twist. Do the same twist on both sides. So if you did the twist where you let both your knees drop to the side on top of each other, do that one. If you did the eagle leg twist, we'll bring our left leg over our right, shift our hips to the left, gazing left as we draw our left leg even further across our body to the right. Let's just hang out here. Slowly bring your head back to center. And bring your knees back to center for one last hug. As we prepare for Shavasana, our final resting pose, if you have a blanket, you have something else you want to put on to keep warm, you want to put a pillow under your knees. As you lie down on your mat, letting your feet come to the ends of your mat. Bringing your hands beside you, palms facing up, receiving. Maybe you're pulling your shoulder blades slightly together if that feels better for your lower back. You bring your attention to the top of your head, just relaxing your forehead. Just imagine each of your eyes is resting in its own hammock. Softening around your eyes, releasing your cheeks, your jaw and your tongue. Softening your shoulders, let them be supported by the earth. Softening your arms, your fingers. Softening your chest and your back, and your belly. Let your hips melt, supported. Softening your thighs, your knees, your shins and your calves. Letting your feet fall wherever they may fall. Just letting go. As much as our bodies love movement, they also love the time to release and relax. Letting go of the tightness. Just be at ease. Slowly bring your attention back to your body, to your mat. Maybe you want to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe you want to lift your arms up in a nice big stretch. Let out a big sigh. And when you're ready, you can roll yourself onto your right side. Just taking a moment here to thank yourself for taking care of you. And if you haven't said I love you yet to yourself today, now is a great time. And just breathe in that love and then send it out to someone else. When you're ready, coming to the front of your mat in easy cross-legged position. Thank you so much for joining me today. What a great honor. The light in me recognizes the beautiful light in you. Namaste. Thank you.